Oh, it was a few touch-ups. He's got a bit of power, so as I said before, I was going to walk through him, and you got to be able to take it as well.
Was there any temptation to go easy on him, given that he's come in at late notice?
No way. It's a fight. If I go easy, then he's going to go hard. That doesn't make any sense.
Did you see any danger in anything that he did in the first couple of rounds?
It was dangerous at first, but I knew I had to slow him down. The only way to slow him down is be in his chest, in his face.
Do you wish that was what was grabbed?
Nah, I prefer him now, without the gloves.
Was he more awkward than you thought he would be?
To a certain extent. No, look, I got him just under 3 rounds, so it was awkward at first, but it's boxing. It's supposed to be 10 rounds. Got it done in 3, so it's not too bad.
Do you expect him to get him with the body shot? Is that the...
Nah, not really. It just comes naturally, I guess.
Where does the second body shot rate in the punches?
I haven't watched it yet, but I think the first one, I think it just went completely in the liver, and that's as soon as I threw it, I heard him just moan.
What's next? Well, we're well deep into next, and it will be an international, and it will be a top 10, most likely a top 5, quite possibly a former world champ. And right now the names that are right on our list that we're deep in with Liam Smith out of the UK, Danny Garcia's now on our list, and Tony Harrison from the USA. So Matty and I have been going at this for a while now, and it's very close. So we should be confident, and I think, Georgie, we're happy to say that we're going to try and get this on in Australia in September. So yeah, it's exciting, really exciting, and it's a bit of a milestone for us tonight because technically we're now done domestically and we're moving on to the international stage. So it's a great feeling for all of us.
George, what are your thoughts?
Well, look, the big fight that's coming in 2 weeks is the world title fight. We're going to be watching Charlo and Castano closely. Tim's the number 1 rank in the WBO. This win tonight should push him to number 2 in some of the other bodies. And with that being said, he's the highest ranked super welterweight across all of the major organisations. And with that in mind, he's got to be pushing for that world title challenge. And I mean, it's a fight that the top guys wouldn't want because Tim's a dangerous guy. He's the best super welterweight in the world. And that's what we want. We want that world title fight. If we can't get that, we'll knock off another international.
Charlo and Castano will no doubt catch up with what's just happened. What do you think they're going to see when they watch the fight?
Danger, because I get rid of my opponents quite early now, and I hurt them. So it's a risky fight for them as well.
Who's going to win between them?
I think Charlo wins, just outboxes him, keeps him on distance, just counters him, just does quite simple boxing, doesn't hurt him or anything, just outboxes him.
They all know who Tim Tszyu is over there. They're trying to stay distant. They all know where he sits. He's not down the bottom. He's up the top of the list, just knocking on the door. So they already all know, and the interest now. And Matty and I are quite happy with the fact that we've got a nice little scope of people to drag should we not get that world title chance next. Then hopefully it'll follow after that. But stay tuned because hopefully we can get this done and dusted, and obviously we'll wait to see what happens on the 17th with Charlo and Castano.
George, what's the biggest challenge for actually making that happen? To get these top ranked guys, top 1 or 2 in the world to come here?
Well, for the world title fight, it's them taking on Tim as the challenger. Tim's the most dangerous guy in the super welterweight division, so they won't want this fight. We'll force it on them by becoming the mandatory and leaving them with no choice but to take that fight. Outside of that, we've proved that we can bring international opponents in. Joe Noine fought tonight, so we've proved that we're capable of bringing international opponents in. The next will be finding where Tim's going to have his next fight. He's a superstar of Australian boxing, so where do we hold the next fight for him?
You go back to a stadium?
Contenders who've been
Well, I think there's a lot of great venues across Australia.
Ooh, that's fun.
And Tim's made it very clear that he can fight anywhere and can win anywhere. And we need to go where the crowds can come, where they can get behind Tim, and where we can put on another great no-limit boxing event.
They were here tonight, Benny. Most of the CEOs of those venues were here tonight. So it's going to be an exciting battle as to who wins that. Exciting for No Limits too. They put on the best shows in the country, so everybody wants it. Let them fight over it. Ask the boys from No Limits.
Hey, Glenn Jennings is the
I'm a Novocastrian.
is the mayor of Newcastle, the unofficial mayor of Newcastle. So,
damn, he's giving it away.
He'll be twisting our arms for Newcastle at every opportunity. But the thing is that Timmy represents all of Australia, and that's where he's at now. So his next fight, he's representing the whole of Australia on a world stage. So anywhere in Australia, anybody, it could end up anywhere.
George, we do have a stadium here, man.
You do. It's a very nice stadium too, Barry. Very nice stadium. I've been there to watch the footy. I've been there to play footy too, and it'd be great for a boxing event, I reckon.
Just so happens I'm taking the Rose boys for a walk over there tomorrow, just to show them our nice stadium.
It resonates. George made his debut there, so.
I did, yeah. And we won.
Jimmy, half a stadium tonight compared to last time. You can still hear the noise.
Yeah, it was pretty unreal still, eh? Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Yeah, Newcastle people, yeah, they're definitely up there.
Like their fights.
Yeah.
George, what's the chances of a world title fight out here? Or do you have to go over to America?
No, definitely. That's the goal is to have a world title fight here. If that next fight is a world title fight, we'll be looking to try and host it here in Australia, because how good's that? Tszyu having his first world title fight here in Australia, so we want to be able to do that, and we'd love to do it in front of a sellout Australian crowd, and bring the international opponent over here to meet the best super welterweight in the world.
Charlo said in the last 24 hours that there's every chance that he moves up to 160, where his brother's currently at, and obviously if he does that, then the belt, you'd have to vacate the belt. Is that the dream?
Look, I'm not surprised by that. I think from what he said in that interview about Tim, I think it's very clear that he knows how dangerous Tszyu is. He doesn't want to face Tszyu, and fair enough. Like I said, Tim's the best super welterweight in the world. He's just got to get that opportunity to prove it, and he'll keep fighting his way to be in that position. If Charlo vacates, Timmy will happily step up.
What's the potential of Tim going to America to fight?
Look, it's...
Will happen.
Yeah, we'll go. We have no issue with going. It's primarily been driven by COVID and our response as a team to COVID. And No Limits have been terrific and patient with the fact that we have not wanted to go. But we've now turned, as I said earlier, we're now flipping the new page, and once you go international, we go international. So plans are in place for us, and we will be ready to pack our bags and go if that opportunity presents itself in the next week or the next month or the next year. But we're also, in the back of our minds as a group, have always said, because Timmy has done such a beautiful job in Australia and the support here, we would love to be able to do that here first and keep the travel as a secondary.